What is up, YouTube? So we have something cool today to show you. We have the new FestivalGround from Khalsa Brains. This is their cloth playmat for the Year of the Horse, the Chinese zodiac. They usually do one every year. And this is cool because this is actually my birth sign in the Chinese zodiac, the fire horse. And I'm kind of confused why it isn't red like all their other zodiac playmats. As you can see, well, I mean, the only ones I have from them is the Year of the Goat and the Year of the Dragon. Both of those were red. And this is not that. So it's an interesting color choice, but we still had to get it. We also have a cloth playmat from PVRAMID, one of my favorite cloth playmat companies. And right away, before we even open this package, you could see the difference in presentation. PVRAMID sends you their playmats in a cool little cloth baggie. Look at the quality there. And then Khalsa Brains, the OGs, the guys who have been in this business for decades, send it to you in a Ziploc bag. So, we'll take a peek here at the, let's see if we can focus this camera. There we go. This is their V10 Special Edition Spellground 2026 Year of the Horse. And we got a little bit of preview of our next video there in the background. So yeah, let's open this shit up and compare. If you guys have been watching the channel, you know I do not have good things to say about Khalsa Brains for their recent fabrics, so let's check it out. Here it is in all its glory, unfolded, and already there is one thing I noticed that the last year's Dragon playmat had. So last year's Dragon playmat, the material was a little bit thicker. I'm not like familiar with all their versions, you know, I just go by when I buy it and how it compares to the more recent ones I buy. One thing with last year's Dragon playmat, these pre-fold areas, the Dragon one, it literally had arrived to me within days of them shipping it out. Where it folded was already breaking down. This one looks, it's just like a little crease, but that's fine. And the material is a little thinner, but there's in this corner, it is kind of breaking down. You can't really see it because it's pink, but it looks, if you're in medical field, I'd be like, there's a little skin breakdown here in my pre-op assessment. So this is the only corner from the fold I've seen the damage. The Dragon playmat also, the edges were fraying. If you watch, I'll put the video at the end of this video if you guys want to check that out and compare it. But this actually looks good. It's cleanly cut, no fraying at all. So beautiful on the cut, not beautiful on that. I don't understand. I've literally never had this issue on any Spellgrounds I've ordered from the last like 10 years since 2014. So I don't understand why the last two FestivalGrounds are breaking down as brand new. I will say the old Spellgrounds I've had, the printing was layered on top of the fabric. This printing is like inlaid, so I'm not sure what you call that technique, but it does make it feel more premium because that layered, I don't know what you would call that material, could flake off or scratch off when you're flicking your cards back and forth. This is in the material, or printed into it, and it's like flush. So this feels really nice. So the feel of this is premium. I like the clean corners. I do not like the skin breakdown there. So let's compare this to a PVRAMID playmat. All right, so we got both playmats laid out here. On the left, we have the PVRAMID playmat. And right away, you could tell this is actually maybe a year or two old. This is a little bit thicker material than the Khalsa Brains one. Let's compare the backs here. Very thin, you can even see the printing. You can see the printing through this material. This one, obviously you can't see anything. This is obviously more softer. This one's a little bit more rugged, but it would protect your cards. The printing on this is a little raised, so you can feel that. But as you could tell, to me at least, this looks like new, right? I think that's just some dirtle right here. Like, this looks new. So the quality of this has held up, mostly probably because it's double, if not more, in thickness. Giggity. But yeah, but even though this is raised printing, it still looks good. Like, nothing has come off. And look at that. They solved the issue of the frayed edges by stitching the edges. And the stitching is still perfect. So I want to know why can't Khalsa Brains copy their quality? Ironically, Khalsa Brains has done a Spellground collaboration with PVRAMID, and PVRAMID made a better Spellgrounds playmat than Spellgrounds has. Sorry, better Spellgrounds playmat than Khalsa Brains has. Like, how's that possible? They literally, well, I mean, this one doesn't have the issue, but the last one I did, and it doesn't hurt to have stitching on the outsides anyway. Like, it wouldn't hurt you, it would just protect your playmat you bought. So I don't understand why they don't do that. Also, this material, maybe this is a nice requested material that people have been wanting, but for me, I think I would prefer this thicker material. This is nice and soft though, I will admit it. Last year's Dragon FestivalGround, even though it had all those issues, I will say that material was super soft, way softer than this. It was thick. It was thick. That's probably why it broke down along the edges, because of the thickness of that material. So I feel like every time I order a Spellgrounds, they always have some kind of new material they're playing with, which is, I mean, it's not bad to experiment, but when you have like a premium item and you pass that on to your buyer to kind of be your guinea pig, I guess, it kind of sucks. Also, they have such a huge following, because these guys are the OGs of the cloth playmat game, and now they're a dime in a dozen. There's tons of cloth playmat companies. PVRAMID's huge. If you guys have been following the channel, you know I'm into the Cyberpunk TCG. I'm sponsored by them, and PVRAMID is actually doing a collab with Cyberpunk. They were the chosen ones to supply the playmats for Cyberpunk. So that speaks volumes around them. Like, they've made such a big name for themselves that big projects like Cyberpunk are partnering with them to supply you your accessories. So I'm very excited for that, but I don't want to keep talking about them because this is about the Khalsa Brains playmat. So we'll do a little panorama shot here, if that's what you call it, just to check out the art, I guess, on this playmat. I've always liked the layout for the FestivalGrounds, because it's like, it reminds me of like a table mat at a Chinese restaurant that you would eat on, but instead of eating, you're dishing out pain to your opponent. And actually, I do like this kind of rainbow effect. So this is nice. And I like this colorful printing in the center too. So that's very cool. I still think, I don't know, let me know in the comments below, would you have preferred this playmat to be red? Or are you digging this pink? I don't, maybe I'm just being ignorant, but does pink have some significance to the Chinese New Year? Because I have no idea. Yeah, I would have liked this to be red, all of this to have all the red outlining here to have been gold. You could have kept this. This still would have popped. It would have looked pretty cool. But yeah, I rate this a 6 out of 10. So if you guys I think they actually still have seconds of these if you were interested in that. I'll check, I'll link it, I'll help them out. I'll put it in the description below in case you guys forgot about this and it passed your radar. You could still pick it up if you're collecting the festival grounds, which I am, just because, why not? This is one of the few Spellgrounds I will pick up from Khalsa Brains, but all their other playmats, I'm probably just gonna go Pyramid for cloth playmats from now on. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about Khalsa Brains? Khalsa Brains? Khalsa Brain. Has their quality gone down? Like, have they been surpassed by other companies? Are they just not innovating enough? Or do they just refuse to change their technique to what other companies are doing? Like Pyramid? Yeah, let me know. Peace.